Yo, it's your boy David E, aka David Al Patron, and I want to welcome y'all here to It's Up From Here, y'all. And today I got my good friend with me. His name is Harris Robertson, and he's actually one of the multifamily homeowners here in the Louisiana area, man. Can you give people an insight on what you do?
Yeah, man, I'm actually just everything real estate. Like I got a phrase my daughter kind of gave me. She was like, "Dad, what I want to do what you do when you grow up." I'm like, "What I do?" She like real estating. So I feel like I'm just a real estating guy. All things real estate. You know what I mean?
Man, ain't nothing wrong with that, y'all. This is actually one of my boys right here, and we talk real estate every single day of the week. You know what I'm saying? And we kind of figure out ways to where we can actually build in the real estate industry, bro. So I got a few questions here for you today. Can you start by explaining to the people what multifamily real estate is and why is it attractive to investment options for people?
Multifamily is the holy grail of real estate.
Okay.
I mean, it's very attractive for cash flow. You know, cash flow is everything, in life, period. But multifamily is pretty much the most easiest and safest way to generate that.
Okay, and when you say easiest and safest, what makes that the safest way?
Because it's actually a real asset.
Okay.
And it's a need. As if you're in the right location and you got the right product, always be full.
Okay.
People always need somewhere to live at. They're making no more land, and unlike say stocks or certain type of businesses, real estate, there's bricks, sticks, and some dirt under it.
Right.
That's gonna be there.
Right. Definitely, man. What are the key benefits of investing in a multifamily?
Key benefits. Number one is cash flow.
Okay.
You get to also control a big portion of your neighborhood, because depending on what type of building that you're gonna be investing in and the location, you're gonna control people.
Right.
So another benefit is taxes, because with multifamily, unlike single family or some other asset classes, you're able to do what's called depreciation, but it's called what's the word for it? It's called like advanced depreciation.
Okay.
You're able to kind of depreciate the entire asset up front.
Okay.
What's the word I'm thinking about? It'll come to me.
Okay.
It's a special term that's used for taking out a bunch of tax benefits on a multifamily.
Yeah, me and my wife, we was just talking about that, because I find that a lot of these new investors don't really understand multifamily the way that they should, meaning they looking for a whole bunch of cash flow. And the thing is, the problem is with that, when you're talking about pulling these loans out for a lot of these buildings, then your cash flow not gonna start off, perpetually high, right? And that's where they kind of get a mix up at, cause instead of looking at it at the long term as far as the taxation side of things. I think that's what people gotta do. So how has the multifamily real estate market evolved over the years, and what trends do you see shaping for its future?
Well, over the years, a lot of people kind of got into the business because Grant Cardone and all these other gurus kind of hyped it up as like a vanity thing.
Right.
But the trends, like you're saying, that it's going more towards less cash flow. But back when it first got started, it was all about
the cash flow. Right.
I mean, you need to make it make sense on paper. Make sure you're making money. All your expenses need to be covered. All the repair costs, all your management costs.
Mm-hmm.
And at the end of the day, still need to have some extra money to put in your pocket.
Right. And I think what people looking for is a big old residual, but that don't always happen that way, right? What are the essential factors to consider when evaluating a potential multifamily deal and property investment?
Well, on all real estate, you want to look at the location.
Okay.
Location. That's the main thing of any property when you're buying it. But for multifamily, it gets a little bit deeper. You look at it more on a macro level, whereas you look at more of the demographics of an area, population size, from how old the people are, type of amenities that they have in the area, schools, hospitals. Because with multifamily, it's a lot more people that you're serving. So you got to take a wider look at the area versus if you're buying a single family, right? You probably look for a school district and appreciation.
Right.
So multifamily is similar, but it's a little different. It's a little bit more information you got to take in, but like apples and oranges, same thing.
Right, same thing. You just gotta be willing, I guess, to put the energy into it, right? So let's talk about property management, right? How important is it for people to look for property management as investors?
That's actually another key part of being successful in multifamily is the property management, because property management is going to make or break it. Unlike a single family, double, 3-family, or 4-plex, which is all considered residential, once you get to 5, 10, 20, 30, 100 units, you're going to need help. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You're going to need somebody.
You're going to need somebody that's knowledgeable on how that works.
Yeah, definitely. For a fact, we talk about it all the time, like dealing with the tenants and the repairs, turnover, turning the units. Like with multifamily, you ain't got nobody that's knowledgeable about dealing with people, as far as contractors, tenants, the laws of the city and the area. Man, you can go under real fast. Because a lot of time when you buy them, the management comes with the property.
Right. So I think people got to get an understanding too about multifamily, because when you talking multi-real estate, you're not really just buying real estate, you buying a business. You know what I'm saying? So when you get into that realm, you got to know all the key components that actually works around that business. So that's what's the difference between buying a double or residential property and buying 5 units to 20 units to 200 units. The bigger the monster, the more you need. And yeah, property management is definitely one of the key sources that people should always look into. Like, and I think a lot of these investors got, especially new ones. And now I really want us to talk to the newer investors, so they could kind of have a better understanding.
Give them the game.
Yeah, on how this thing needs to be and what it looks like. Because they thinking about it. They see these things on YouTube and they thinking about it from those perspectives, not realizing those are sales tactics, right?
Trying to get you in their course.
That's it. They're trying to get you in their course. They're trying to feed you enough to where you can actually put yourself in a position to buy what they're selling. But when you talking about buying these businesses, which is multifamily, it's a whole different type of ball game. And it sometimes, to me personally, it takes more than one LLC to purchase, these bigger things, because it comes with so many key components.
Yeah, definitely. That's what a lot of people don't tell you, the gurus too.
Right.
Like when somebody tell you that they own maybe like a 1,000 units or even a 20 unit, a lot of times the capital that it takes to put towards the down payment to actually pull that type of deal off, you're gonna need other partners or investors.
Exactly.
Money. You know what I'm saying? Like,
those are venture deals. Those are venture capitalist deals. Yeah, where you gotta kind of, and there's a thing that's called syndication.
Right.
You know, you got to actually get into learning how to syndicate these deals, because the person that puts the deal together is the person that pretty much owns the deal, right? But when you syndicate those deals, meaning you getting these deals out there to these other investors, smaller investors, because they don't necessarily have to be larger investors.
Right.
They could be family and friends,
401k,
401ks, yeah.
some lawsuit money they done got.
Yeah, it could be with people that's just looking to put their money in the right places, you know, because these are high-ended deals. Like, you just don't walk into a deal with $10 million, $200 million, you know, because I think that's what a lot of people getting misconstrued at too, because they want to go pull these DSCR loans, which is cool, and I love the DSCR method. But when you pulling these kind of loans, you know, you gotta think about all aspects of these deals, you know, especially the mortgage side of that deal.
Right. The underwriting.
Yeah, the underwriting.
Because that's the key. Because the numbers aspect of it is everything. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got a lot of people right now. They calling them scams and all this, because they done took money to invest in multifamily from all these smaller people. They don't understand, or they didn't do the right thing with the money. You know what I'm saying?
Right, and numbers is key. You know that it could have been a situation where the market shift, and the numbers became different. And like I just said, you got family and friends, and they putting 50K in it, 100K into this. You know, they don't really understand.
Yeah, cousin Ray and Auntie Sheila.
She don't know that. She don't understand how that works. You know, so you gotta kind of put things in a perspective to where they understand, because all they know is, this is somebody I know. This person does real estate on a regular basis. But the problem and the issue is, to me personally, you know, is people not discussing the pros and the cons.
Right.
They only telling them the pros of these deals, you know, because real estate get tricky sometimes. You know, they got pros and cons to the real estate. Like, you might get a deal today and it might be worth $450K today, and next week that thing worth $300,000. You know,
because the foreclosure just hit the market and messed up your comps.
Yeah, and that's just it. So you gotta just understand how to comp out on these deals, man. So what are some tax implications and strategies to multifamily property, and what do people should be aware of?
Well, as far as taxes, you wanna, like I was saying earlier, you wanna be able to track all your expenses, all your repairs, and everything that's associated with running that property. And that's gonna be real key for you as far as your bottom line and making a profit. Because when you making a lot of money, you need to be able to write off a lot of stuff. And
right.
Multifamily buildings are kind of like what hedge funds and rich people use to offset a lot of their regular income. Because like you said, some of them, they buy them at a loss. Like,
right.
They take a loss every year on paper, on the cash flow. But when they do the taxes, they coming out on top.
Right. And yeah, one of my clients, that's what he told me a couple weeks ago. He was like, man, the problem with these newer investors that's getting into the game, they just looking for money. And they looking for the wrong thing when you talking about buying large deals. You know, you got to look in the long run by the end of the year, because you can make all your money back off of the tax side of it, right? And that's what he said. You know, and another thing is, again, I know I keep touching this subject. When you're dealing with loans, you know, you got a lot to lose, you know, because you're fighting against that cap rate. And with the insurance rates being the way that it is today, it's kind of hard to cap out at that 10%. 11%. You know, people like, man, look, we capping at 5%, 6%, and to them it's like, man, that's not a deal. But you can make it a deal. You could create it and make it a deal. You know what I'm saying? That's why they got, because you just never know who's selling the deal and what kind of situation they may be in. Because I always look at it like, because you know I love doing them creative deals. Because I always look at it like, if I see it's been sitting up for a long time, I know for a full fact that this person really, really want to get rid of this property. So when you approach the situation with options, then you'll be able to win. You know, like, you don't always have to go to the lender. You know, you can get the owner to finance that deal for you.
Yeah, I seen you in action, so I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. People gotta kind of assess the deal a little bit differently, and I think it's just because, you know, we just in a different time zone, and a lot of people just getting into the game and not really actually learning the investment side of it. They just learning the sales side of it. You know what I'm saying? So, are there any unique opportunities or challenges for investors looking to specialize in affordable workforce housing within the multifamily sector?
Yes. Now, workforce housing and affordable housing in the multifamily, that's what opportunity is. But the key to being successful in that is finding a distressed property. That you see the opportunity for growth. Like, you got to be able to make 5 + 5 = 20. You know what I'm saying? So, and what I mean by that is you're gonna need to be able to get it at a discount so that you can go in there, do the repairs that's needed, so you can turn the tenants to maybe, you know what I mean, a little bit better than what they had, from a C class to a B class type property. And then you're able to upgrade the rents, because, you know, when you say if you got a 100 unit building, and you just raise the rents by $100, you know, that's a lot of money. It's a single family, and you just raise $100. You know what I mean? That's 100 times 100. So that changed the value of that property by a whole bunch. So that's what opportunity is.
I think that I'm gonna give y'all some bonus tips today too, man. Cause I really, you know, the multi-family round, that's the game me and cuz like to play in. And, you know, I've been seeing things be a little different. Like, I got friends that like to play in like the housing for the older people. And the senior housing, that's a good investment too. And, you know, it's not a whole lot of people no more that's investing into that senior housing. Like, I don't really hear a whole bunch of talk about that, you know, and that's definitely a need. Mobile home parks. That's another big investment that people should look more into, you know, and stop just focusing on just buying, you know, these single family or these doubles, duplexes, because I think that's another issue that we having, with people just thinking, man, well, I'm gonna just start off with a duplex, I'm gonna just start off with a fourplex. But sometimes it's better to just go ahead and get your feet wet.
Like you say, man, like, you don't have to start off small. Start off big. Go get you a 20 unit right quick. You know what I'm saying? Same work. It's gonna be the same work. And VA housing, that's another good one. Veteran housing, man. And I want all y'all, these are key factors, and I hope whoever listening or whoever looking at us writing these key factors down, because this could definitely help you with your portfolio, you know, and actually growing, because you know, we can stay on the apartment level. And when we talk about, so this is what I want you to explain to people. When we talk about classes, like, what do they mean? Because people don't even know how multifamily works. Multifamily is based off of classes. So give them a little insight on what classes is. All right. Classes, to kind of put it in layman's term, is kind of like levels. You know what I'm saying? So you can be like, level 1 is more of a rundown property.
Which would be a class C.
Like a property that needs a lot of repairs, been kind of neglected. tenants, may not be the most desirable, may not be in the most desirable neighborhood, but the neighborhood could or could not be affected. But the condition of the property is kind of the main thing that kind of determines the class of it. So the next level, class B, kind of like a middle class property.
Right.
Something that's not too bad, but it's not like your creme de la creme, like you charging top rents. And your class A, that's your new bills.
Right.
Nice swimming pools.
Right.
Your gyms on site.
Right.
All that type of stuff.
More your high-ended properties. And so there's a standard to these classes too, y'all, as well, because certain type of investors buy certain classes because these classes has certain type of cash flow.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Like class C's are more of what people look into cash flowing because they don't want those to not be occupied, right? And then you get your class B's, which are kind of like your middle class people or your everyday working people, that's looking to move there on a long-term basis, so. And then you get your class A, or people who looking to build in luxury apartments, and those are more of venture capital deals because those cash flow a little bit differently, and the cash flow is a little less than it'll usually be, so you have to know how to actually work that deal out and syndicate that deal, because those class A deals are more like a syndication type of thing. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, y'all, I want to thank everybody for tuning in, and I hope that y'all learned a lot here from us today. And my boy, I want to thank him, Harris Robertson, for coming, man. If people want to contact you, bro, what they got to do, man?
Man, just reach out to me on Instagram. Matter of fact, I got a little gift for everybody that's listening. I got a ebook that's actually on my Instagram, on my link tree. So if y'all want to learn about credit repair, and that's actually the first stage of getting into multifamily. You're gonna need, a pretty decent credit.
Okay.
So you want to learn about repairing your own credit yourself? Go to my link tree, and I'm gonna give y'all my ebook for free. It's actually a coupon called Friends Only. Let's get back to friends, you dig? So
okay.
Type in Friends Only in the coupon, and my ebook is normally $97. But everybody that's watching, for your listeners, you can get it for free.
Okay, all right, that sounds good. So what? Let's do them a bigger favor. What we gonna do is, I want y'all to go on my Facebook. I actually have a Facebook community that's called El Patron Zone. If you're watching this today, go on my Facebook on El Patron Zone. We're gonna have that link on the El Patron Zone community page. Press the link, y'all. Make sure y'all go download that book. Learn something about y'all credit. See how y'all go build y'all credit, because that's what this whole thing starts at. If you don't have no credit, you don't get no property. That's just the reality of that.
We all need to win. Like you say, cuz, what's the name of the show?
Hey, it's up from here, man.
It's up from here.
It's up from here, y'all. So thank y'all for tuning in, man. Make sure you go like and subscribe. And I'm your boy David E, aka David L. Patron. You know what I always say, man. You gotta speak the hustle, hear the hustle, see the hustle. Peace.